Hey everyone, hello, happy Friday. Oh gosh, it's already like halfway through September, which blows my mind. We started doing this in, I think, July, and so we were already halfway through the year, and now it is, um, yeah, September. Hey, Pranam, thanks for joining this Friday. Super happy to see you again. And yes, indeed, September is going by super fast. Yeah, um, scarily fast. But yeah, it is Friday. The weather seems to be pretty good today. I see some sun, and it's a little bit of fog, but mostly sun. And oh, hello, Gilliam. Thanks so much for joining this Friday also, and joining almost every single time. Um, but yeah, it is Friday. We're gonna do a boba run sometime later this afternoon. Super excited. And then tomorrow we're bringing my standing desk back here, and then hopefully by next Wednesday there will be like a whole new setup. Um, yeah, I think you'll be like you won't be seeing that anymore. And you'll probably just be seeing a blank wall. I'm very excited to start decorating the wall in my office area. Uh, because I have like all of these like beautiful framed pieces that I haven't unpacked since we moved into this place because I have weird commitment issues. Um, and so I'm just like, well, this isn't going to be the final layout of our place. So how do we know, uh, what to put on our walls? Like, what if we, decide to move around our furniture and then suddenly like the things that we framed on the wall and put on the walls aren't like perfectly centered anymore. I have problems. But I'm just like, I think it's been almost no, it's been a little bit more than a year. Yeah. So we moved in last April. So I guess almost like a year and a half since we moved in, and like all of the walls are bare because I have commitment issues. Uh, and but I think finally I'm pretty excited to kind of make this office space. Like I think this home office has always felt a little bit more temporary because it's not my main office space. But then, in the last few months, it's become my main office space. So I'm looking forward to kind of making this space a little bit more comfy. And so I'm especially excited because I have this big framed piece of all of the labels from um, the kitchen in the Fantastic Beasts, the first Fantastic Beasts movie. I don't know if anybody remembers. I'm sure a lot of people have seen. I hope a lot of people have seen the movie, but there's a scene where they're in. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at names, but the two sisters. Oh God, how can I not remember their names? I only remember Newt's name. Uh, yeah, I'm seriously worried about my memory these days. Anyways, the two sisters' kitchen, and then there's like all these like in their cupboards. There's like all these different uh magical like cooking like magical food and cans. Um, and so I have this like framed poster of all of the designs of all of those different like 1920s magical New York cans from Fantastic Beasts, and it's signed by the two. Their studio is named Mina Lima, and they're the two that basically headed the graphic design of all 8 Harry Potter films, and now all the Fantastic Beasts. And I think I got it right when they has started selling that print. So mine's like signed, like it's the sixth print or something out of like a limited run of 50. I'm now just bragging about like this is one of my favorite purchases I've ever made. I'm just yeah, it's my favorite like print that I own. Um and it's like got gold foil on places. It's very colorful and beautiful. Anyways, it's just I'm looking forward to putting it on my wall. Oh my gosh, thank you, Alice, Queenie, and Tina, and hello, Alice. Uh, hello, Nirda says hi, non-frizzy hair day. Yes, the frizzy hair attacked me really badly on Wednesday. I don't know why. I don't know what I did, but oh, hi, Nerdy Curious. Hello again. Thank you so much for hosting the stream today too. Um, and thank you for the tweet. Also, I'm very excited to extend our conversation. But yeah. Yes, my hair was really frizzy on Wednesday. I don't know why. Because I guess sometimes it gets that frizzy. Anyways, yeah. And Gilliam says, yes, I set alerts to be sure not to miss streams for no reason. Oh, thank you, Gilliam. And Alice is having her stream next Monday and Tuesday with a special guest. And I'm very excited to watch that also. Alice is gonna have on Ryan, who was an old studio mate of ours, an incredible designer and illustrator. So I'm very excited. Carrots and Pizza, hello, thanks for joining today. Says, I think I should watch you on Beyond Tolerant and then ask a tough question. Oh no. Just kidding. No way. I ask a question too tough. Oh, yeah. So okay. So I should. Thanks for reminding me because I was like I should remember to mention this. So I don't know why I did this to myself, but next week I've signed up for two essentially live streams that I'm really excited about. Like, I'm very excited about doing them. I just don't know why I signed up for it back to back. So on Monday morning, well, I think 10 a.m. PST, I'll be doing it's called Stay Curious Cafe, hosted by Beyond Tolerant. Beyond Tolerant is one of my favorite conferences in the world that I've been to. And yeah, I think it's going to be Naughty, my friend Naughty Bremer, and I, and the two of us are going to give one talk each. I just realized I need to probably practice that talk. And then, so I think it's going to be a 20-30 minute talk. And then we're just going to have like a really chill chat. And the idea behind it is to kind of take what I think is the best part of a conference, which is the hallway track, and kind of bring it online. So I'm very excited. I think if you're interested in signing up, oh no, do you see like how mad my laptop already is? It's like the lag is incredible. So if you're interested in signing up for that, Stay Curious Cafe, it's not going to be recorded. It's going to be this like kind of so sign up at, I guess, beyondtolerant.com/staycurious/ viz. Here, I'll drop the link in. But I think if you just search for Beyond Tolerant and Stay Curious, I think it should be, it should show up. And the second thing I'm doing next week is on Tuesday, and Tuesday morning PST. Oh gosh, what time is it going to be? Probably 10 a.m. I'm going to be hopping over onto my friend Jason, who runs Learn with Jason. There we go. And we're going to, so it's funny. So this is gonna be on Twitch also. And yeah, 10:30 a.m. That's not too bad. And the premise for this is Jason told me that he had a guest on, and they built And the goal for that one was to build a poll for his stream that people, and then I think it was using Twilio, and so people can text a number and then it will go to a poll, and then as the kind of front end piece that I think was going to overlay onto his stream, Twitch stream, he wanted to have a bar chart that live updates, except in his words, he said that they actually really struggled with that part and kind of like hacked something together. And so he was like, Shirley, do you want to come on and kind of like refactor this with me and then maybe like teach people about D3? And I was like, sure, sounds fun. And we've done like 4 or 5 streams together in the past too. So it will be a fun process. Oh gosh, thank you so much, SQPM. Thank you so much for subscribing. Yes. It's a 2-month streak. Thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months. So I think I checked. I just realized you can now see my chat history. Oops. That's really okay. So I'm not a fan of how Twitter now has that down there. That is embarrassing. But so I think I checked, and I think for the third emote, I think we're now 5 away. So yeah. And then I don't know what our third emote would be if we ever get there. But okay. So MRKWSE asks, hey, is the air still rough in SF? So for oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. MRKWSE Mark. I'm just gonna guess it's Mark. Subscribe. Thank you so much for subscribing for 2 months also. Oh gosh, thank you so much. The air has gotten a lot better. So we haven't been checking the air quality like daily anymore, but it's looking a lot better. So certainly, I don't think it's noticeably like smoky anymore. And hi, I am Rachel. I think I just found out that you're one fourth, one fourth of Nerdy Curious. So, hi, thank you for the mention. And I'm looking forward to your DM. Yeah, Gilliam says first burning laptop of the day. Oh, X-Talk programmer. Hi, thank you for joining the chat. Yes, I need to respond to your message. I'm ready to upload data, but I need a little guidance or write permission to make a pull request. I think if you fork and pull requests, right? You can fork and pull requests that way. But I'll definitely answer. I'm just getting a little bit of like message fatigue these days. Like I feel like messages and emails is like this like rising water level where, and I'm just like desperately trying to like shovel the water out. But yeah, I am failing. Uh, Message fatigue might not be the right word. I feel overwhelmed. And I really need to put in some time and effort to try and find like a virtual assistant or something just to help me manage that. SQPM says, glad to see you streaming again. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been 3 years. And did you join, did you use, I feel like I remember your handle also. Did you used to join regularly back like 3 years ago or something? Oh, Mark, did we already have this conversation that it's Mark? And then did you already explain your handle to me? And I've just forgotten. Okay. So Xtalk programmer said, made a fork, wasn't sure how to proceed. I'll upload the fork. And yes, okay, yeah. Just give me some time to like, and yeah, just sorry, give me some time to respond also. Yeah, actually, GitHub. So Pranav says GitHub issue PR request might be quicker. Definitely. Well, PR, if you've already Yeah, if you could make a PR with your fork, I should be able to see that. Um, oh my gosh, SQPM, thank you, welcome back. Thank you so much for following me for all these years. Thank you for being patient and still, yeah, still tuning in. Gilliam says, Xtalk programmer, you probably just need to go through making a commit on your branch and sending a pull request. That makes sense. There are several steps, but you shouldn't need write permission right away. Yeah, I should be able to get the pull request. Thank you for helping me answer. Mark says maybe, but just as likely to have been a good guess. I tend to lurk a bit and then go back on VOD. B Fred, B Fred L, B Freddle. Hi, Command Earl. I wonder what that command usually does for other channels. Um, yeah. Specifically in Europe to retain things, especially well. Fair enough. Yeah, I've been trying to like think about what a another time to have my stream would be, but it is the most sustainable time for me right now. But yeah, I've been kind of trying to brainstorm more. Um, and thank you, Xtalk programmer. Yeah, I really, really appreciate the PR and for you looking into the data. Um, B Fredo says, I just want the link. Wait, but the link to what? Oh, wait, is it the wait the link to um uh Cartier's tax says, can you do my accounting homework? Funnily enough, I took accounting classes in university because I was a business major, so I think I took up to intermediate accounting. I think I took like, yeah, I feel like I took at least three accounting classes. And I can 100% promise you, I remember absolutely nothing. And so I hated doing my accounting homework because like it never fully made sense to me. I feel like there's like very good reasons for like I feel like there's like laws like all those laws are like probably I don't know. Accounting was very confusing for me. And that's how I knew when I started my freelancing that I needed a good accountant for my small business. So that is probably the biggest lesson I took away from my accounting classes. Um, Mark says, VOD works well and it's a nice way to kind of switch context away from work of a Friday night. Yeah. And yeah, thanks again, Next Talk programmer. Okay, so uh I put today's stream as a just chatting because I wanted to move us away for the next month and a half from the previous project, Viz project we were doing. And I wanted to start this new project that I, for lack of a better title or name, am calling Viztober in honor of Inktober. Um, and the idea behind this, I touched on a little bit on Wednesday, and I was like, I'm not sure if I want to go forward with it or not. And I've thought about it. Ooh, I feel my hair getting frizzier again. um, so I thought about it for the last 2 days, and I'm really quite excited by the idea. So the kind of the premise is uh, it's I think it serves two main goals for me. The first being, I feel like I really, really need to do something about like in related to the election. And this isn't anything like I think I can solve any problem or like I think I'm going to convince anyone. Although if I convince anyone to vote, I would be very honored. But I think it's much more for myself in that when the 2016 election happened uh, and it came and went, I think there was like And I think this is probably something that happened to a lot of people, but there was like just like a few days of feeling like I'm in shock, um and then feeling regret that I didn't do anything about it leading up. And I think it's just one of those like I've been in this country for 20 years. And for the last few elections that I could vote in, it didn't like seem like that big of a, or I shouldn't say that big of a deal, but it didn't feel like a need to vote, where I just felt like I could trust that things would turn out okay. Like it, like either okay or better. Um, and that especially living in California where our like the popular vote, um like my individual vote doesn't count that much. I was like, like things will take care of itself. And in 2016 I certainly, well, to be fair, I've only been able to vote in two past elections. Um so I guess I didn't vote in 2012 because I was like, ah. And 2016, I was like, oh God, I'm voting. I am so voting. But but even then, I didn't feel like I needed to do much more than that because I'm like, oh, things will turn out well. We're gonna have the first like woman president in history. It's gonna be great. Um, and that didn't. And I think I remember reading my friend Tony Chu's tweet that was like, I wish I did something. Like, I wish I did something if um and and I think I don't remember exactly the exact words, but it really stuck with me. That's um like even if it doesn't change anything, I think even just having done the action of like even and I think even just having the action will ease the regret. And I think that's one part of it, that this is an extremely important election. And I just want to make sure that I do something so I don't personally regret my inaction. Um, and so I always knew that, like, the way that I wanted to do something would be to try and use the skill set that I do have. And so I always knew that I wanted to try and do something dataviz. And I had originally reached out to a newsroom to work on um, the election, and because of the pandemic, it didn't pan out. And so this is kind of my like, let me try and do something, and let me try and do it just on my own, like not associate it with any organization. And let me just because I also considered reaching out to a few other newsrooms to see if I could like help with their stories. But then I realized that they're probably all of the newsrooms are like overwhelmed right now and probably wouldn't have the time to onboard like a complete like outsider that just like, hey. um so uh yeah, so then I was like, let me try and figure out what I can do by myself. And so that's one side of it. And the other side of it, the format this is going to take is like, I was thinking about putting like kind of bite-sized charts onto Instagram. And the reason why I'm pretty excited about doing this for Instagram is I've mentioned this before, that I have a really bad habit of kind of like major scope creep in almost all of my projects. And so I'm pretty excited to try out this Instagram format because it gives me so many constraints. Like it's such a tiny little like square that I get to work with. So that means that I can't show too much data at a time. Um, I'm not allowed any interaction. And so um, I can't, hide information behind like clicks or hovers. But I am allowed animation because I can upload videos. So like, and then I really love the kind of the carousel, the potential for the carousel that they have. And I love the way that some Um, like my one of my favorite my two favorite Instagram like Viz Instagram accounts are the Pudding, and also Mona Chalabi, and I think they both take advantage of that kind of carousel, the swipe, really well. So I'm really excited to kind of explore those. So that is my reason for why I really want to do this project. Um, uh, here this says, talking about accounting can make most tips of hair go frizzy. The world had that shocked feeling. Yes. Gilliam said, outsourcing accounting tasks. Absolutely, yes. Um, Pranav says USPS datasets might be really interesting, especially with the changes currently happening with USPS and voting. Um, yeah, uh, um, definitely. And I think, oh, I forgot to put the USPS. There was in a previous stream, we had kind of zoned in on a bunch of potential data sets for the USPS. So um, let's see. So actually, let me not get distracted by that because I do have that written out here. These two are the, oops. So let me do this. I'm very new to Notion. So this tool, this is Notion that I'm trying out to kind of like jot down my ideas and organize it on. And I have to admit, I never looked at any of the tutorials, so I'm just gonna try and figure it out as I go. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and use this, and then for today, my goal is to look and see how easy it would be to find data sources and how much work it might take to clean it and process it, and then to write a story pitch, or a project pitch, because there's a potential client a potential organization I'm going to pitch this to at least cover financially the data analysis and the design portion of the project. And then I'm hoping to also use the project pitch to try and find a data partner. So either data partners or maybe like assistants that I could potentially hire to help me with the data cleaning and processing. But hopefully a data partner that would be pretty knowledgeable about the topics, because I do still, even though I think one of the ways that I'm approaching this is that I'm not, I don't have any expertise in politics. And so I'm approaching it as like an outsider trying to figure out like these kinds of things. But I still think it'd be very, very important to kind of like run each chart by an expert so that like I'm not, putting any misleading or inaccurate things out there. Gilliam says, but it does change something. That's the point. Is it possible that the people who don't vote for the same reasons you explained might be like-minded, and therefore, if they did vote, their voice would be louder? Pranav says, or maybe the Electoral College, if there is data about that, since the Electoral College is still a mystery to me, even after going through the U.S. history requirements for school and college. I agree. Actually, that's something that I was gonna write down, like Electoral College. Question mark. Even after the last election, I'm like, I still like, I'm just like blurry about exactly like how like that works. And it's like I don't, I mean, I took US history and I've tried to read about the Electoral College, and then I'm still like, it does not mentally compute. um and sorry. Hello, New. This says two-party systems are not good. A proportional voting system would fix the imbalance of California's population, maybe looking at how different voting systems would produce a fairer system. That really, yeah, Pranav, I agree. Like that, when you're this, that sounds really interesting. Although I feel like it might be too big of a scope. Like I'm not quite sure how I would go about approaching it. Because then I guess it would be looking at a few different government structures from around the world. But I think that I want to, for this project, concentrate on just the US. Um, and Nerdy Curious is Canadian here. I find your politics incredibly confusing as well. Yes, American here. Also find our politics incredibly confusing. Find politics incredibly confusing. Now, lactose intolerable says politics. Ugh. I agree. Yeah, sometimes I'm very much looking forward to the year and day when I don't have to pay attention to politics again because I have confidence. I mean, not that, the government is ever perfect, but I have more confidence of it generally doing an all right job. Or maybe this means that my life is forever changed and I have to always pay attention to politics now. Um, Gilliam says, we don't have a two-party system. They are bickering and splitting their already small groups, and none of them get much traction. Uh, yeah, so that's France. Um, iRock Driver says, I find our politics incredibly embarrassing. If you're talking about the US, I agree. Mac Guyver says, American politics is not confusing, it is simply clearly corrupt. True. Lactose Intolerable says, America, vote for the 70-year-old orange or vote for this 80-year-old. Yeah. So I'm going to urge us to not get too political in the chat, or at least I think to keep it productive. I think all of us have very strong opinions about the American political climate. But and then I don't like to Nerdy Curious's point. Um, I also wish that politics isn't such a taboo subject. But I think I would urge us to keep the discussion of it productive as opposed to kind of incendiary. Um, so yeah, let me start a new doc. And I am going to thank you, Nerdy Curious. I agree, MacGyver. It's really important to talk about it. I 100% agree on that. But I do believe there's a difference in talking about it productively and versus kind of, I just don't want our chat to kind of devolve into name calling, just because I feel like we've built a really nice community now, and I just don't want the chat to, yeah. Um, fair. That's a Thank you. That's a great point. Lactose intolerable. To be fair, this is a data visualization stream. That is true. Um. Oh, that is great, MacGyver. Says, I'm from Denmark. We only know how to discuss politics productively. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, so I think this is like my second or third time writing a pitch. But I want to. Oh, I guess I should also talk really briefly about kind of the sources that I've already gathered. And so the things that I want to concentrate on, and the way. Okay, so I think let me start by kind of jotting down all of these thoughts I have into this document. So the format that I am thinking about is I'm thinking about it as 20 bite-sized charts posted onto Instagram every weekday. And I'm thinking about it as the topics will fall under one of the following. I think the most important topic for me is access to voting. So I think all of these fall under that. So the central topic is access to voting, ease of access. And then I think I'm trying to figure out a few different, I want to like narrow it down to like 3 or 4 data sets that I clean and process and analyze, and then to build those like 20 charts off of those like 3 or 4 data sets. So for today, I was hoping that we can kind of zone in on those data sets, but I think the main areas are, so there's like voting booth locations. I think this whole like mail-in voting is really, really important for COVID right now. When are ballots mailed out? Because when are ballots mailed out, and like related to the areas that have received USPS warnings for potentially delayed delivery. So one of our past data dives, like there was an article about how there's a certain number of states where USPS warns that if people mail in their vote on voting day, then the vote might not get delivered to the office, the voting off, or the like the whichever office that is counting the votes within the time allotted. Because like I think, for example, for my area, like I'm allowed 17 days, I think, for my votes to reach the office that's counting it. And I think USPS has said that like it might not be able to get those all votes there within that time. I think when they are due, and when they need to be in the office. That's like very vague, but I think hopefully captures the idea. And that is partially due to the dismantling of USPS sorting machines. Oh no! Okay, so I just want to, and then so actually, how should I do this? So I feel like this is the two things, and actually I think this falls under here too, requirements. And I think there's also, this is two separate things of previous voter turnout and the number of COVID-19 cases. And I think these two relate to the access to voting also, but maybe not directly falls into that. And Nerdy Curious says, Dataviz, let's go. So today I don't think we'll have any like Dataviz at all, but we'll just have the preparing to eventually make a Dataviz, which is also very much part of the process. Um, oh yes, that's another thing that I wanted to. So polls. So um, this is another thing that I never like. This is okay. So um, again, very much coming in as an outsider. But I like never fully understood. So exit polls, is that like when people after they like vote and then someone just asks them like outside like who they voted for? Is that the definition of an exit poll? Like, because then there's also all these like online polls. But yeah, so I do want to see like polling results. Although that one I feel like is a little bit dangerous because, as 2016 showed, like polling results don't necessarily reflect, yeah, like how, well, polling results don't reflect at all how everybody will actually vote. But Helen Year this says it could be done adding up all the votes because there is not a second party vote, and then use that to assign seats based on that. So so this is in regards to two-party system. So if a party gets 10% of the vote, they would get 10% of the seats. Yeah, the formula much easier to understand. But yeah, using two-party data would be abstract. Anyway, looking forward to see what you do, mate. Thank you. Pranav says, are you going to be looking at data sets compiled by other organizations? Yeah, or specifically the data available from the government. I think for this, I want to look at whatever is available out there as long as they've been like verified and validated. If you know of like reliable sources that cover any of this, I would love to know. Um, but we can now kind of talk a little bit about the things that I found. And hello near this says, in mailing timetables where tucks go on the clock and not excuses if they have to. Missing the truck means mail needs to be resorted. Knob says, I wonder if there might be some hidden bias in the way the data was collected that maybe a domain expert might know about. I'm guessing you mean the exit polls. Gilliam says, polling is hard if the sample population is not large enough or random enough, it isn't representative and the results are biased. Yes, I 100% agree. So I think that's why the polling results is a question mark for me, because then I think we would need to make sure to kind of really look into how the polls were conducted. And actually, this one is a question mark for me too, the COVID-19 cases, because I think every state has a little bit different of, I don't know if this is still true, but I feel like every state seems to have a little bit of different like reporting, the way that they report. So yeah, we'll see. And ooh, hello. Oh my gosh, hi Augustus. Thanks for joining this stream. And what is that? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Augustus. And then I just realized, I think Nerdy Curious or I Am Rachel, you also I just realized, was that so many cheers? Was that cheers before, or but thank you for the cheer, Augustus. And thank you for saying the project sounds really cool. Gilliam says, but yes, as far as I understand it, exit polls is exactly what you said. Juanita says, maybe using priority mail delivery would help the postal votes. Yeah, I think I still also don't fully understand, because like obviously USPS has like different like tiers of service. So then like for the votes, for the ballots, like which tier of service that counts as. But I think the whole warning that they might get delayed is just purely because of the volume of ballots that need to be delivered. So I don't know if it's because of the tier of service, but rather just yeah, rather than just the sheer volume, because so many people are choosing to do mail-in ballots for this election because of the fear of, being at a polling station. And so I think this one, so some of them, this one I saw yesterday, and so obviously very, very important for the election. But the source is apparently somewhere, someone called Snailworks, and I was trying to find um, how they got the data. Um, so I've gone on, yeah, so this is interesting. There does seem to be a increase here of the delay, but I was mainly trying to look for the days, the data set that they're using, but um, I wonder if this is another one of those, because they are a newsroom, they have the ability to, like, contact services like this and be like, please give us the data or something like that. Because I, just looking around their website, I wasn't sure where the data came from. Yeah, it's not very clear at all what the data set the New York Times used was. So, yeah. Oh, one year this sent a really interesting August. Can the post office handle election mail? Why the recession could actually help? Um, oh, let's see. Mail volume has plummeted. Um, okay. May not actually, certain mail-in ballots may not actually tax the postal service nearly as much as they would a normal year. Postal service handles a lot of mail. Let's see, even surge-in ballots mailed all in 1 week would bring total first-class mail below its 2018 winter averages. So let's see. If half of registered voters received and sent their ballots, so 20, oh, okay. Uh, not, wait, based on average quarterly percentage change in mail volume. I am confused about what this part means. Was it supposed to trigger something? But I guess I would really want to know about their data sets. Oh. Getting the mail delivered during the annual holiday mail rush involves outside contractors and lots of overtime by full-time staff. Even if everyone voted by mail, it would not result in as much additional mail volume as a typical holiday season. If half of registered voters from 2018 chose to vote by mail, that would mean that the post office would have to process 153 million pieces of mail. The spring's first-class mail volume was already down 1.2 billion pieces from the same period last year. I feel like The problem with saying that is that, like, it might be true that the volume is down, but I would guess that on the business side that it's probably scaled back to reflect that. And so I guess maybe somewhere it will say how the Postal Service might scale back up because of this, though I don't know if that's likely. So I really want to be able to find data that's like county data of actually, so I lost all of the links that we gathered that one data dive that we did about the USPS. I'm gonna have to go back and find it, but there was one that was, I think, WAPO and the USPS, and Visam. Hi, Visnu. Visnu. Would love to know how much of that volume is useless junk mail like catalogs and yellow pages. What if that's all of the volume nowadays? Gilliam says if they are sending snail mail themselves, they might have stats about it, but who's to say if it is representative? Yeah, I don't know. Um, ooh, there's a new one. Newly revealed USPS documents show an agency struggling to. Oh, okay, that's not. Is that relevant for what we want or need? I don't think that's. I don't think that's. Okay, so might be an important article. I can't quite um, tell right now. Temporarily blocks USPS operational changes. Good, that's great. Um, where is it? I can't seem to find the links anymore that we had that one data dive. So that's unfortunate. And actually, does anyone in the chat remember the URL for there was like a crowdsourced USPS box, like post box, and whether they're still up and running or something. There was a I feel like there was like three main links that I wanted to look into. That was like the Washington Post one that was about where the USPS sorting machines were being dismantled, and I think there was also related of Vice article that had the original PDF, and then there's also another article that was about. Um, oh, I wonder if I saved it in my tweets. And Visnu says, is it USPS collection boxes? Ooh, nice. And let's see. Yes, I think this might be it. Actually, let's see. Yeah, I think so. So let's see, 487 boxes removed from the dataset. Okay. And last updated today, 119 added. There are large numbers of parent removals or additions, usually in geographic clusters, which may either be due to an emergency or just a temporary glitch in the data. For example, in late August 2020, if you zoom in on the San Francisco Bay Area, it looks like many collection boxes have been removed. These areas have been evacuated due to fires, so the collection boxes have been deleted from the dataset temporarily. because USPS are not currently picking up there. I see. The full dataset has around 200,000 entries. It's being updated daily. Amazing. The data is new line delimited. Okay. Actually, that is amazing. And they started in August 15th. Oh, awesome. Ian and EJ doing such great work. Where are votes at risk? Quote. Low number of polling. Oh, awesome. Post offices or mail carriers. The last election was very close. Oh man, so EJ worked at MSNBC for a good number of years, and he actually in 2018 brought me in to MSNBC for the midterm election, and to try and help with the visualization for their election coverage, for their midterm election coverage. And that was a very great experience of trying to design visualizations for TV. So I would 100% be confident that EJ has such good understanding and ideas. And actually, I should reach out to EJ. This is great. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, so this says EAVS data, and I wonder what that is. This is great. Let's see, FIPS code, county. Let's see, data not available. Ooh. Themes. Okay, so let me actually see if. Oh, page not found. Okay. Oh, so EAC, election assistance. Yeah, so that makes sense. Let's look at what research and data they have. Now it's our voter registration database. Okay. Okay. This seems more like, okay, this does not feel like research and data. Oh, hold on. In-person voting. More. Yeah, EJ is super awesome. Okay, so these are resources. Election officials. Okay, hold on. Let me try and back up a bit. And I feel like there was surveys and data. Maybe this will help. Okay, voting survey 2020. Okay, let's see. Let's look at this together. Ooh, 2020 EAVS portal. How near this? Yes, I think we might have arrived at a very similar place. Yes, I think we are in the exact same place now. How near this? And actually, policy survey. Let me take a look at this Eves portal. Sure, we are now leaving the site. 2020 election administration and voting survey. Okay. Having accurate data about the way Americans cast their ballots, collecting information on the state of American elections, making it widely available to policymakers, biannually administered election administration voting survey. Okay. What are the resources that are available? Okay, I think I might be going down a rabbit hole. Ah. Okay, so let's go back to EJ's notebook and see what he did. Okay, so this one is low number of polling places, where there are a few polling places per capita, some missing data, and some curious outliers. Okay, so missing data. Okay, set the outliers to white and missing data to gray. I wonder what that is. Ooh, look at that. Polling places. Oh, this is exactly the kind of data set I wanted. So this seems to be, oh wow. So this seems to be a polling place. Oh, this is awesome, awesome, awesome. So I need to make a note. I need to make a note to talk to EJ. But yeah, this is exactly the kind of things that I was interested in. The number of polling places by county. So let me put this into my potential data sources. See, low number of post offices or mail carriers. Scrape Hero is the source. Okay. Whoa. Whoa. Did not know this is something you can just buy. Makes a lot of sense. This USPS service location is in the USA, and there's 31,000 of them. So, complete list of all USPS locations. But I wonder if so this seems to be actual offices, and I guess the important one is the collection boxes. Um, yeah, I need to talk to Ian and EJ, and I need to, yeah. So this is brilliant. Post offices, yeah, post offices per capita. This is really great. Oh wow, wow. Yeah. Oh, I had a note to look into swing states also, like to pay particular attention on swing states. Um, so swing states and places with low voter turnout. So then, let's see. Yeah. Ooh, okay. EAVS data. Ooh, awesome. Okay. I see. Man, these are such okay, so these are the variables. And so this is for the, so earlier when we were looking at the eaves data, and this is for each county, it has these like A1A, A1B, A3A, and all of that. Um, and I guess the lookup table is this, the eaves codebook. And so total registered voters, active voters, inactive voters, total forms, mail. I wonder which year this is from. In person, numeric voters removed. Ah, removed because, oh, so there's new registrations, and there's also voters removed because of moving, death, felony, failed to respond, votes cast, voted at poll place on election day. Oh, this is amazing. Voted at early vote locations. I'm so glad we're doing this. I don't think I would have ever come across this data set per total registered voters. Let's see. Okay, this is really great to have. Actually, you know what? I feel like I should look at. I feel like observable is. I think they were telling me that they were compiling an elections. So I wonder if I go to observable, if they will have like a. Okay, hold on. If they would have a elections collection that we can look into. Is it going to be observable HQ? There we go. Ooh, what's this? Okay, so no, not yet, it seems. Yeah, you're right, Helena. The fail to respond would be interesting to see in which areas have the greatest removal. So actually, let me put that idea in there too. Use data, additions and removals, and especially failed to respond. And I want to know like when this data is from. So note to do contact and EJ. So let's see. And actually I should do shout out to Ian and EJ who have been doing this stream coding with fire. So I think it's on Ian's Twitch stream. So, oh my gosh, laptop, bear with me. Why are you slower than usual? I'm not even running anything that intensive. I don't even have that many windows open. You can do it. Okay, so I wonder if, yeah, so they've been doing coding with fire. I wonder if they have a schedule, actually. Let's see. Oh, it seems to be Mondays and Tuesdays and Sundays. Wow. So yeah, I think would be great to check out. Okay, so observable doesn't seem to have anything on the election, it seems like. Let's see. Well, maybe I can search for election. John, wait, we've established before that that is an L, right? I feel like we've established one way or the other, and I can't remember. The Ian or Lan says his. My poor laptop. Okay. Huh. And actually, one of the things that I like to do when I'm trying to find a data set is like I say whatever I'm trying to find in GitHub. So like if I say polling station, GitHub, I wonder what will show up. Digital voting pass polling station app. What? Whoa, poll station metadata. see. Ooh, there's topics polling station. Lance. Hi, Lance. Thanks for joining the chat today. Okay, let's see. Metadata on polling stations. So this was done 3 years ago. So a little bit outdated. Okay, that makes sense. Metadata on polling stations. This seems like a very similar one to the previous one. Actually, I'm just going to look up 538 data sets. And also, I feel like ProPublica has some really good data sets. Perpetual white belt also says this also works for otherwise restricted data sets because inevitably some undergrad somewhere will push it to GitHub. I see. I hadn't thought of that. Oh yeah, so they actually have the latest polls. I'm gonna remember that here. Oops. Yeah. Oh, they have an election forecast. COVID-19 polls. Oh, actually, when? There's voter registration, pollster ratings. Actually, I think this page has a lot. Oh, look at the ones that ProPublica has. Capital words, Facebook political ads. Wow. Campaign cash. Ooh. Ruby client for ProPublica campaign finance API. I feel like, wonder if they have a page on data. Campaign cash. Ooh. Ooh, I feel like that sounds like a not so related to what we're trying to do, but just in general, a very interesting data set. Huh. Whoa. Man. I feel like this is a whole different potential project in itself, just like campaign finance. Okay, constrained. Let's constrain. The ads are interesting too. Whoa, okay. So this is Facebook ads. And then does it, let's see how they're using this data. Okay. Ooh, they have collected 200,000 political ads. Let's see. Ooh, city or state, age, customer, lookalike audiences. I think Oh, wow. All right, I'm just bookmarking these because it's just interesting, not necessarily that we'll use it. ProPublica does such great data work. Okay. Philip, here I thought I blocked all the ads. Helium says, I was looking at France's data sets and we don't have that kind of data, not the collection boxes. We do have open data lists of post offices though. Huh. Oh, wow. What? Okay, getting distracted. I feel like they have a whole, graphics and data. There we go. And then news applications, graphics, databases. Yeah, they have such great databases. How do I look at just a list of their databases? Is that down here? The nerd blog. Ooh, the data store. Whoa. I've never tried to look up. Whoa. Okay. Okay. All right. Data sets. Oh my gosh. Okay. Where? Politics? Yes. Whoa. Okay. I'm getting overwhelmed. Give me some Shirley's Paradise. I'm getting overwhelmed. Guys, this is overwhelming. Okay. All right. Calm down. What? Whoa. They're amazing. Okay. For our project, we need politics. Vote totals by party in U.S. House races. Whoa. Okay, political appointees, political advertisements from Facebook. That's the one we just looked at. Downloadable listing of all the politicians whose Twitter accounts are tracked by Oops. 2018 midterm election congressional candidates. Mar-a-Lago crowd documents. Spending on Trump properties. Wow. Oh no! Crying children inside U.S. Customs and Border Protection facility. Immigration and Customs Enforcement arrest data. Oh. Broke down by region on the number and type of administrative arrests made by ICE. Oh, this is depressing. We've entered depressing. Nerdy Curious says, oh my god, I'm getting overwhelmed too. Yeah, so Philip, we are looking for essentially, I wanted to gather a few different data sets on mostly around voting access this upcoming election. Yeah, so that includes like locations, like polling station locations, USPS collection boxes, and then kind of comparing that to kind of county demographics. Yeah, so voting booth locations, where mail-in voting is allowed. Yeah, mostly I think around voting booths locations and ballots. I think those are the two main things that I'm very curious at trying to figure out. Voting machine age in 2016. What? County level data indicating the first year voting machines in the 2016 election were used. What? Wait. First year So, oh, oh, I think I understand. So basically, first year voting machines in the, so basically how old the voting machines are. That's really interesting. Yeah, 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 Philip, you're totally, yes, that's totally correct. Number of voting access points to geographical location. Yeah, so time voting access points to geographical locations. Gilliam says, yeah, and the number of voters, I guess. Yeah, yeah, number of voters. I should put that down too. Um, oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, um, number of voters. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Whoa. Hmm. I think this is a really interesting data set too. Oh man, ProPublica. I really want to work with ProPublica. They have such great data sets. Okay, this is a great one. Very, I think very relevant also. So in my head, I'm thinking about it as two sides, to two kind of types of data that I'm looking for. One that's like very specifically tied to the election, so number of voters, voting access points, etc. And the other is more like demographics, so that could be like what we can get from the census, and that could be like um, you know, gender, age, race. But I think some of these, um, like this, you know, voting machine age, ICE, things like, um, uh, yeah. So I think that could be the other type, and then in my head, I think it's mostly about kind of overlapping those data sets and see if there's any like patterns that emerge in any of these. So I think more and more what um, it might be that I have to rely on already compiled data sets. I don't think I have time to really get into cleaning and processing new data sets, maybe like one or two, but I'm really glad that like we were able to find um like Ian and EJ's the one about the voters and these ones from ProPublica, these like ready um these already kind of clean processed data. I'm really excited about that. And actually, there was also this one that I meant to look into that's called, I've never heard of this foundation, but usvotefoundation.org. And apparently they have this data product that is um, election dates and deadlines, state voting requirements, voting methods and options, local election official. So all of these different data products, I think by county, I think most comprehensive. Uh, yeah. So I was going to, and then the thing, yeah. So I was going to see if I could request access for that. Um, yeah. Wow. White House complex visitor logs. U.S. Congress bulk data on bills. Trump administration financial disclosures. And actually, I think that's probably a good amount to write a proposal, like write a pitch off of. Um, Yeah. And I think one of the things that I'm not sure how to tie in um, yet is yeah is I think the data I'm curious about is probably going to be, because I'm looking at it, I'm trying to look for it at the county level, that it might be pretty hyper local. And so then I feel like one of the things that's really important is not only kind of voting at the federal level, but the voting at the state and um, local levels too. But then how do you express that through a chart? Like, how do we talk about the fact that oftentimes policies at the local level is what will be affecting people at that location the most? How do I incorporate that into the chart or the story? I think that's something. Um, Local elections matter the most for kind of policies, and yeah, matter the most for policies that affect the people the most. Yeah, local elections, people in that area the most. So I feel like that's something that's really important to get across, but I'm not quite sure how to yet. But I feel really good. I think there's like so many ideas that are like rolling around in my head right now that I need to kind of like take from the stream and kind of maybe like jot down into notes to like really organize it. But I think that was that was super helpful to be able to go through this process with you and start to get like the ideas of what we could do. Um, let's see. So, um, part 3 asks, what's wrong with ProPublica? Nothing wrong with ProPublica. I love their work. Philip says, is this for registered voters or just anyone 18 plus, like all possible voters? Uh, Great distinction. I'm not quite sure yet which part that's in reference to anymore, but let me say registered voters or anyone 18 plus question mark. That's something that I'll think through also. Gilliam says should be in between 18 plus who can register and vote. We established in a previous stream that Shirley likes to have a bit more data than she'll use and filter as needed. Oh, great answer. Thank you so much, Gilliam. Philip says it'd be interesting to see if more registered voters equals more voting access points for an area and the difference between red and blue areas. Local level and swing states. Philip, that's such a great idea. So registered voters is equal to more voting access points. Question mark. Near this says wealth and region, polling stations, mailboxes, deregistered voters. Yeah. Hark3 says, oh, you mentioned for a moment that you didn't want to use them, or maybe. Oh, well, I think I might have said that I did not want to use certain data sets because then it'd be outside the scope of this project. So, yes, Gilliam, that is 100% correct. I was overwhelmed and did not know how to go about all of the data that was available. But thankfully, we were able to filter down by just the politics ones and then go through them all. So I think that was really helpful. And actually, I think it's that ProPublica has really great kind of data sets that fall under more of the demographics bucket for me. And then I think 538 has some really great like polling data. 538 is also really great. Yeah. So think this might be enough I want to try and make a pitch hopefully today, and and then because there isn't that much time before October, and so I'm gonna try and get at least the financial sponsorships and partnerships part, or the financial sponsorship, and the data partnership. I'm hoping to get that kind of solidified before October. That is the hope. I'm also not sure if yeah, it's it's a lot of work to be thinking about this, but then also have to worry about the financial side. Um, so for the financial side, I don't know if it means that I because the potential organization I'm going to pitch is probably only going to cover just my time for analyzing and designing, and not my time for like or collecting or analyze, or sorry, collecting the data. Like there's like hours that they probably won't sponsor, so then I need to figure out if for the rest of it I want to approach another organization, or if I should like try and I don't know, do like PayPal sort of thing. I don't know, but I do want to try and make this a financially reasonable project too. But yeah, so um, I think hopefully the project pitch that I'm writing will help with that also. Okay, I think that is everything that I could possibly do today during our stream. Thank you so much, everyone who joined and helped with the brainstorming, and for generating ideas. And I'm very excited to keep working on this. And I'll probably actually increase the pace of my streams, and like by new like please do not feel pressure to have to like join all of them once the number of streams are increased, but I'll probably increase them just so that I can like get this ready. I'll certainly increase them for October because I do want to live stream the creation of every single chart. So I'm gonna have to try and figure out a good time. I might have to, because I think for the charts it might take me like somewhere between 2 to 4 hours, and so I might have to shift around the time of our stream too, to like kind of account for the longer streams that might be necessary. But yeah. Helium says, I wish open data were more of a thing globally. Yeah, I agree. Surprisingly, I feel like the US has a good amount of open data. And Hark3 says, not sure I've been here before and I don't know much, but fun to see. Thank you so much. Well, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for joining today. I do data visualization streams and anything related to data, exploring them. So if you enjoyed, I'd love for you to join again. Thank you so much to everyone who joined today, and I will see you next Wednesday, if not earlier. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great weekend.